Welcome to Butterflies and Bows. My name is Michelle Dutrissa and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin'Up here in Australia. What I'd like to share with you today is a card that my son has asked me to make. Now this card is for him and the rest of the students in Year 12 of this year to sign to give to a teacher who has helped them throughout this year. Now this card has to be signed by at least 90 students, and they'll either be writing a message or just leaving their signature. So it needed to be a card that would have plenty of room and space. So the style of card I've made is an accordion card. Now it is a fairly good sized card. It's an 8-inch square card, and it's very hard for me to show you here, but there is clearer pictures on my blog if you wish to go and have a look at it there. But this card opens up, so there's plenty of room for the students all to sign their names and to leave a message. Now what I thought I'd do today is actually show you how I've put this card together. So I've cut out some cardstock. I'll just move this out of the road. And I've actually scaled this down quite a bit. I've just cut 4-inch squares here, just so then you can get the gist of what we're doing. And I've done each square in a different colour. That way you can see how it all fits together. Now this style of card can be done as a single card, which is what I've done here with this card that I made many years ago. So it's just a single fold card. So the other one has got 3 of these squares, whereas this one only has 1. Now with this style of card you can only do it with 1 square, 3 squares or 5 squares. It works in odd numbers. And the reason for that is, if you go back to my big one again, this card starts at this point, and when it finishes in the same direction. If you did it only with 2 or with 4, it would actually open up from this side upwards, as well as from this point as well. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, have a go yourself and see what it come up with. Anyway, so how did I make this card? Well, you need a square to start off with. So I've got my 3 squares here. I'll just get my scoring board. And what we're going to do here, is I've got, a 4-inch square, so I'm going to score it at 2 inches down the middle, turn it, hope you can see this, and score it again at 2 inches. So I've scored it in the middle at half, turned it around 45 degrees and scored it at half again. Then I need to put a score line from diagonal point. So I'm just going to work out where the bottom of my diagonal point is going to be. Line it up, so I'm going from point to point, and I'm going to score straight through the centre there. I do the same thing with each piece of paper. So score it in half one way, turn it around 45 degrees, score it in half the other way, then work out my diagonal, put my point up there, line my point there, and go through the middle. The last one, halfway, turn 45 degrees, halfway again, work out where my middle is going to be, line those up, and score through the centre. So let's just take this scoreboard now out of the road. So I hope you can see that. I've scored it through the centre that way, through the centre that way, and then only once through the diagonal. So next what we do is we're going to fold these. So I'm going to fold it over, and using my bone folder, crease that nice and sharp, open it up again, fold it on the second score line, again going over that, and then on the diagonal I'm going to fold it in the opposite direction to what I folded the others. And what that does is, when I've got that, I can now, oops, it's not playing ball with me, fold those points in. So those points have now been folded inside each other like that. And again, just going over that with the bone folder just to make sure that all those folds are nice and sharp. So again, let's do this again. So I'm going to fold it in the center one way, open it up, fold it through the center the other way, and then in the opposite direction going through the diagonal. Let's see if this one's going to fold nicely for me. And as you can see, if you pop your finger up through there, those folds will start folding nicely for you like that. Just the last one. That way. Open it up, fold it the other way. In the opposite direction on the diagonal. Pop that. So if you've got that like that, you fold it, open it. If you put your finger in there and pop it, that will actually now just fold nicely. Crease all those up. So now I've got my 3 folded pieces of cardstock. So all I need now is to put it all together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up again, and I'm going to adhere this square onto that square. So I've just got some fast fuse here, so I'm just going to put some fast fuse down. Now on my big one I did use the liquid glue, but you can also use your fast fuse. So now I've got 2, so you can see here what I was saying before. If you only had, I fold that back up, if you only had 2 and that's your front, that would open that way, but then your clothes would be there on the back underneath it. So what we need to do now is bring this piece up through there. So I'm going to open this one up, put some fast fuse on there, adhere that square to that square. Okay, refold those again. Then with my bone folder, just making sure everything is sharp and folded together. And then that's how I made the card. Now all I did then on top of that was I attached a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, slightly bigger than my folded card pages, on the back and on the front. So there's my back and there's my front, and then decorated it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you have a go. Love to see what you make. Any questions, please contact me. Thank you.